Aaron Withe is the CEO of one of America's leading organizations to liberate workers from oppressive and burdensome government unions. He says that even the largest teachers union isn't beyond reform, and he's got the solutions. I want you to please welcome back to the show the CEO of Freedom Foundation and the author of this brand new book, Freedom is the Foundation, Aaron Withe. Aaron, great to have you back.
Thank you, Mike.
You know, I hope people will be willing to buy the book because on the front, there's a quote, Aaron's book is a wake-up call on where America is heading if we continue to be beholden to radical teacher union bosses. And a guy named Mike Huckabee wrote that, and you put it on the front of your book. That may kill the sales of this book, but I certainly hope not.
Yeah, it may not, but we put my face on it, not yours, so we'll see.
Well, that was a smart strategic move on your part. I've been to the Pacific Northwest for your organization on a couple of occasions. I've been very impressed with what you guys do because it's not an anti-union movement. It's about saying to people who are forced into government unions, and that's the key, government unions, you don't have to do that. If it's not providing you something of benefit and all you're doing is giving money to union bosses who turn around and make political contributions to people who hate everything you stand for, don't give them the money.
That's right. Government unions, for the course of decades, they've grown into these massive political entities. And the problem with a government union is that they're taking money from public employees, about $1,100 a year, and they're giving it to radical left-wing politicians that go into office, raise taxes on you and me and everybody sat here, to then go and grow the size of government so that they can get more union dues. I mean, you look at Joe Biden sat in the White House today. He took $76 million in campaign donations from these government unions. He's not beholden to the people anymore. He's beholden to the teachers' unions and the people that put him there. And we at the Freedom Foundation, we believe that it's time to put the power back in the hands of the people and out of the hands of a few radical union bosses.
Well, and I think we all would say, bravo, bravo, it's about time. I know that the critics say, oh, you just don't like public education. What they may not know is your wife is a public school teacher.
Yeah, that's right. Aubrey, she taught in public schools for a few years. We just had a baby girl, so she no longer does, at least for now. But yeah, I mean, she was a public school teacher, and she'd come home every day, work really hard for a paycheck, and, she teaches the kids. And what she wanted to, when she went to college, she went there to become a teacher and then teach kids reading, writing, math. She did not go there to teach critical race theory. She did not go into public schools to teach sex ed to second graders. That's the problem with the teachers' unions, is they've become so big and powerful, their agenda it knows no bounds anymore. I mean, you look at the sex ed just being one of them. The American Federation of Teachers, they just had their big teachers conference a couple weeks ago. The first thing on the agenda there was, here's how we help students, quote, transition in and out of the classrooms. It's crazy what these teachers' unions are doing, but most teachers don't agree with it. That's why more teachers are leaving the unions in the past couple of years than ever before.
So teachers do have an option, and that's one of the things the Freedom Foundation is helping teachers to understand. You're not forced. They tell you that, oh, you have to join. Now, there's a young lady who is the governor of Arkansas who got some legislation passed that is really beginning to move across the country. I want you to talk about that legislation and how it's spreading across America.
Sure. So, Sarah, as you recognize that teachers' unions are some of the biggest threat to our country. And Sarah basically asked us, what can I do to, again, put the power back in the hands of people and out of these union bosses? So we told her, I said, hey, look, you've got school districts in the state of Arkansas that are taking union dues from public employees' paychecks. These school districts shouldn't act as the union's debt collectors.
Yeah.
If they want to get people's money, they need to get their credit card information, or they need to take a check just like every other private sector business. And Sarah and the legislature in Arkansas got that thing passed within a month. Governor DeSantis in Florida followed. Tennessee followed shortly after that, and Kentucky. I mean, we're making it so that these public employees are actually having to affirmatively give these unions their dollars rather than just have it taken from their paychecks.
And I think the brilliance of that is if a person says, look, I want to be a part of the teachers union, I want my money to go to these politicians and the political campaigns on the left, well, you have the right to do that. But if you don't, you can keep your own money and you don't have to give it to something that violates everything you believe in. And if you want to write that check out every month, you're going to see how much you're paying to the union bosses, and you'll determine, not the union, but you will determine whether it's anything of value.
And that's why these unions are petrified, because they know when they actually have to justify their existence to public employees, they'll leave in droves. And we're doing it. We're seeing it every day when we go and talk to these public employees. We have teams of canvassers that go visit them at their homes. We send them mail, emails, digital marketing, all the rest of it. Public employees opt out in droves when they learn about these rights. And like I said, these government entities should not be the union's debt collector.
So tell me about the book. People, if they want to get it and read it, not just for the little quote on the front, but the rest of it as well, you've got something that you're going to offer this weekend, I think.
Sure, yeah. So for your viewers specifically, if they go to freedomfoundation.com and they make a donation of at least $25, I'll send them a signed copy in the mail in the next couple of weeks. Freedom is the foundation that makes America the greatest country on earth. But the left and government unions are doing everything possible to attack that foundation. And as somebody that came here from England, that's what this book is about. America is not lost, but we must remove the influence of government unions in order to save it.
Aaron, I've seen the work you do, and it's outstanding, and I'm grateful to have you here. Brand new book, Freedom is the Foundation, is available right now. If you go to Huckabee.tv for the links, we will connect you. You can get straight to the book. And you can also follow Aaron on social media. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.